I'd like to introduce our next speakers. We have Gordon and Pierre from Orange Business Services. OBS are a long-time partner of Ubisense, and they're going to talk a little bit about the deployment we recently had together with them at SAFRAN Aerospace in France. Gordon and Pierre, over to you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. It is really a pleasure to be part of this very interesting event. And yes, my name is Pierre. I'm here together with my colleague, Gordon Loader, and we would like to share with you some, I think, very interesting applications that we've done into the smart industries area, and especially one use case that we have developed with Ubisense. So I will start, and just a few words to introduce Orange Business Services for those among you who do not know us. So Orange Business Services is the B2B division of the Orange Group. We are system integrators. We are about 28,000 people, and we serve mainly multinational customers all around the world. We are located in 65 countries. As I was mentioning before, we are system integrators. So that means that basically we deliver a lot of services that track the data inside the companies in order to get the value out of them. And the main areas which we have seen growing during the past years are the cloud services and, of course, the cybersecurity. Okay, so this is basically how we bring value to our customers. We call this the data journey. So it is all about, getting the valuable data out of the shop floor, out of the manufacturing facilities, and deal with them all along the process in order to extract the valuable information for our customer. And so, starting from the left side, you see the IoT part. We call it the collect part. So here are basically where all the data are generated at shop floor level. So we are talking about sensors, meters, machines, and everything that goes with that. So here the data are generated. Then, of course, you have to transport all the data somewhere. That can be the cloud or a multi-cloud environment, or depending according to the use case, it can be on premise. To do that, we use our capabilities in the transport phase, let me say. We have a very strong telco legacy, so this is part of our DNA. And I've been very happy to hear some technical details about that in the previous session by ABI. Then the data are stored typically in cloud data lakes. We all know about that. But data without some sort of analytics mean nothing, because what is required are the information that we can get out of the data. And these are the important part, let's say, of the process. And so for that, our colleagues from the data analytics and artificial intelligence business units help us in order to retrieve the valuable information out of the data. Once we have this information together with our customers, we can have them shared inside the company, inside the organization, in order to really go for the task which is required. You see also cybersecurity here. Of course, this is a very important topic. There are about 3,000 people in Orange Business Services who are taking care of these parts. Doing cybersecurity in each and every one of these steps is, requires really a lot of attention, because cybersecurity for IoT is completely different when you apply to network, to cloud services, and everything that goes with that. And this is how we apply the data journey I was mentioning before. So the data management that we do. You see basically here are 3 areas. There are 2 more that I will comment later. Of course, smart industries. This is the main topic. I think also the discussion we are having today. Gordon and myself belong to this team. So here is all about improving, thanks to the data, the operations and the business of our customers at shop floor level. You can also see augmented customer experience. Here we help our customer to go for a sort of omni-channel way to reach their own customers. And then we have a workplace together, which has become more and more important. This is all about, improving the way that employees are collaborating and making their task and their role and their job easier thanks to the digital transformation. Of course, there are 3 very important enablers here. Analytics, already mentioned that, artificial intelligence, and automation. Last but not least, you see here Evolution Platform. This is the Orange Business Services tool platform, which is used in order to deliver all together connectivity, cloud services, and cybersecurity to our customers. So what do we see when, we talk to our customers and which are their pain points, their headaches? Some of these points have already been, tackled in the speech before. And this is what we are seeing, right? So first pain point is, of course, the supply chain. This is let's say, something that has been really, having some issues during the past years due to the pandemic situation and then now the geopolitical situation. So this is one of, say, the most important points that our customers are in mind, let's say. Then, of course, productivity. The fact that they are really looking at really reducing the downtime of machines and production process at shop floor level. And then last but not least, sustainability. This is a very high priority. About 54% of the customers we talk to have this as number 1 priority, and they say they are not going to do business with third parties who are not environmentally friendly and taking these points into account. And so what do we do to help them? Well, basically, we call that do better, do more, and do new. So do better. In order to reduce the operational risk, so supply chain and so on, of course, together also with Ubisense, and I'm very happy to say that track and trace is a very important solution and very important help and support that we deliver to our customers. Being able to track raw materials, semi-finished products inside the factory, outside the factory, and having this information real time is something that really changes the situation and can really improve all the operation. And of course, improve product design and reduce health and safety and environmental risk. Here again, track and trace is a very important component when applied to health and safety. Think about, chemical facilities or oil and gas facilities in which you have people that are maybe working in remote places, in environments that can be some sort of risky. And being able to track them and also track dangerous materials while they are moving around is becoming more and more and more important. Do more. This is about, reducing the downtime. So it starts with the condition-based monitoring of your machines, of your process, and then gathering data and analyzing data in order to do predictive maintenance and try to schedule, maintenance just when this is needed in order to optimize the production and the operation. And then, of course, sustainability and everything that goes with that. Main focus is energy consumption, so reducing the energy that a shop floor, a factory is using, but also, some sort of changing in terms of business model. More and more, we are talking about adopting other business models, so product as a service and everything that goes with that. So I do not want to take too much time, so I leave the floor to my colleague Gordon for a very important use case that we developed together with UBSense. So Gordon, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Pierre. Yeah, my name is Gordon Loader, and I also work in the Smart Industries team at Orange with Pierre. I'm based in the UK. And today I was going to give you a view of the case study that we have developed with SAFRAN in France. But we work together with UBSense to realize a tool tracking system for SAFRAN. The first point about the use case is SAFRAN is a French-based international group specializing in high-tech and aeronautics, space and defense fields, employing about 95,000 people. So quite a sizable operation. They've got a number of very large-scale workshops specialized towards aero engine manufacture. And these are a couple of the plants that we have put the tool tracking solution into. One is size-wise around about 55,000 square meters, another one around about 20,000 square meters, so two production plants we've done. The key thing for them around aircraft engine manufacturers, a lot of the parts are very specialized, which means a lot of the tools are specialized and they design them themselves. And so they're critical to production, expensive to produce. And because of the bespoke nature, you can't just pop down to the local tool vendor and get new tools. So accounting for the tools is extremely important so that they're available for production when required. Otherwise, there'll be impacts on production or impacts on productivity and so on. It's also very important to maintain the tools, calibrate them, and so on. So knowing where they are, how long they've been used for, when the maintenance should be scheduled is a very important piece as well. The issues for SAFRAN really were that they were finding that the tools were spread oftentimes around the plants and sometimes moved from one plant to another plant, so they couldn't really easily locate the tools, and tools were sometimes being lost. They didn't have an assigned place to be put when not being used. They could be lent out, weren't returned, and so on and so forth. So this had a negative impact on production, impacting productivity, production scheduling, so on. But not only that, there was a big financial implication as well. So they came to us and UBSense to ask for a digital solution to help them with this. They wanted to quickly identify location of tools so that people can get to that tool very quickly when that was required for production. They want to eliminate this wasted time on search time because the engineers are highly skilled, and the preference obviously is that they are actually utilizing their skills in the production environment rather than searching for these tools. And they wanted to avoid the physical and financial loss. They also wanted to take it a stage further and look at issues around foreign object damage. So if a tool was left behind in an engine following a production process and then they started the engine, it could destroy the engine. So they wanted to know if a tool had been left behind, and to avoid those kinds of situations happening, retrieve the tool before any further things happen with the engine. So we helped them design a number of applications. The first application was a dot-on map, a location of tools, so a kind of digital job aid for the production workers to allow them very quickly to locate and find the tools. But I think, as Andrew mentioned in his opening discussion, that when people get comfortable with the fact that the location can be relied upon and it's a good solid data set, other use cases come into thoughts as well. So we've also implemented geolocation for them, so they know where tools are located, and if they move in or out of locations, how often they move in or out of locations, and from there can make kind of decisions about, do we need more of a certain type of tool, or in fact, if we got too many of a certain type of tool, and we can retire some. They also want to understand more about tool conditions, so integrating that with with back-end systems that control the maintenance and condition of the tools was important, so that on one dashboard they can see a lot of information around the tool control. They're also looking for more development of KPIs. So this is a kind of ongoing project that will last out for quite some time. So that's kind of an overview of what they're doing. As far as the way the solution is architected, just a very simple view on that. First key point is identifying or synthesizing a kind of a location, a kind of XY coordinates. This is done by the combination of the tags on the tools and anchors which are installed around the workshops. Data that's aggregated there, all the measurements that the anchors have done of where the tools are, is then calculated through the positioning engine or the location engine to come up with the XYZ coordinates. That data can then be taken further on into the UBSense application, and there you can using mapping technologies build out the dot on the map, or develop other use cases that I mentioned earlier, things like the foreign object damage application or the geofencing applications there. Obviously, additional data sources can be brought in, and in the case I mentioned here, we're bringing in things like tool maintenance information, and all of that that can then be made available to people on the shop floor, back office, wherever, wherever the information is required. So that's the kind of overview of what we've done at Safran. It really comes together in the video that we produced. It's quite lengthy. It's about 4 minutes long, but it contains a lot of information. You'll hear from the people on the shop floor and the people in the technical teams how they came up with the ideas and what they've done and so on and so forth. And for anybody on the call who speaks French, it's a bonus because it's in French. For everyone else, please follow the subtitles. So if you could run the video, that would be great. Thank you.
How to optimize the traceability and management of its tools in a building of 55,000 square meters. To this end, SAFRAN Aircraft Engines, a French company in the SAFRAN Group, specializing in the design and manufacture of engines for the aviation and space industry, has teamed up with Orange Business Services to deploy a geolocation solution, a real challenge in the world of aircraft construction.
Je m'appelle Céline Arigny, je suis gestionnaire des immobilisations et des inventaires. Ici à Villaroche, nous assemblons des modules de moteurs. Pour assembler un moteur, nous avons besoin d'outillages spécifiques qui sont conçus en interne par notre bureau d'études.
Assembly operations are complex. In order not to disrupt the production flow, the tools must be available and locatable very quickly.
Bonjour, donc Christophe Blaillot. Mon travail aujourd'hui consiste à fabriquer des outillages pour faire l'assemblage des moteurs d'avion. Aujourd'hui, on a 3 lignes d'assemblage. Chaque ligne de production assemble un module qui est différent, donc ils ont chacun leur parc d'outillage spécifique.
Ce bâtiment fait 55 000 m², ce qui équivaut entre 5 et 6 terrains de foot. Nous avons des outillages qui se déplacent dans tout l'atelier.
La problématique du départ, c'est qu'on avait besoin d'optimiser, d'améliorer la mise à disposition des outillages sur les lignes d'assemblage. On a recherché un petit peu toutes les solutions existantes. Orange Business Services était le fournisseur qui répondait à l'ensemble de nos problématiques.
That's why Safran chose Smart Tracking, Orange's Internet of Things solution, which enables precise tracking of the movement and position of objects.
Je m'appelle Médéric Bourbon, je suis pilote de projet moyen de production, donc les projets d'innovation et d'amélioration continue au montage final. On utilise pour le Smart Tracking une petite puce jaune d'environ 3 cm de diamètre qu'on vient coller ou fixer sur les outillages. Pour chercher ces outillages, on utilise une interface web accessible sur tous les ordinateurs Safran. La localisation apparaît sur un plan de l'atelier.
By using the tool, Safran can now locate its tools accurately to within less than 3 meters.
Cette solution nous fait gagner énormément de temps.
Vous êtes autonome parce que l'interface elle est simple d'utilisation et très intuitive.
With Smart Tracking, Safran benefits from an adapted and precise digital solution, which also optimizes the management and preventive maintenance of all its tools.
On voit directement sur le logiciel Smart Tracking si un outillage doit passer en maintenance. La maintenance reçoit une alerte et peut aller chercher l'outillage facilement dans l'atelier puisqu'il le retrouve sans aucun problème.
The deployment of the smart tracking solution was a real challenge for the teams, as well as the technical aspects.
Du fait de son environnement métallique, le bâtiment d'assemblage est un environnement compliqué pour tout ce qui est géolocalisation. On a travaillé avec Orange Business Services pour prendre en compte ces contraintes et trouver une solution qui permette de répondre à nos attentes et à la précision qu'on souhaitait obtenir.
The Orange Business Services and SAFRAN teams have installed more than 25,000 trackers and deployed 250 antennas at a height of over 8 meters on the production sites. The Villaroche site thus makes the most of digitalization and IoT, an asset for producing at unprecedented speeds.
On réfléchit à élargir cette solution sur un périmètre plus large.
L'objectif, c'est d'être au dernier cri de la technologie et d'adapter nos moyens de production afin d'améliorer tous les process et la qualité du travail.
Orange Business Services.
Hi. So thanks for. I hope everyone enjoyed that video. I think it gives a good example of a collaborative project, not only between vendors but also between the internal staff at SAFRAN, the various stakeholders there. So I'm going to hand back to my colleague Pierre just to wrap up.
Yes, thank you very much, Gordon. Thank you. Last two slides, I would like to share with you other use cases with customer we have dealt quite recently. So of course, SAFRAN, not going to add any more to what Gordon said. So Kion Group, here a very interesting use case. In this case, Kion is a supplier of forklifts and other material which is used at shop floor level. And so they wanted to have some sort of system solution to track the forklifts and get the real-time data in order to understand if they were working well, if there were maintenance activities that had to be done, so on. And so for them, we designed this solution, which is based on connectivity in order to retrieve all this data and have a better view of their forklifts, which are used by the customers. ArcelorMittal, here is a 5G application, a mobile private network. I mentioned before that communication, transport is in our DNA. So this is something that we are now discussing with several customers. This is one interesting use case at shop floor level, a 5G mobile private network, which is used in order to deliver several services. And one in particular is very interesting, is related to the autonomous vehicles that are moving in the factory. And so thanks to the fact that with 5G, you can choose to have a very low latency or a very large bandwidth, depending on which you want to prioritize. This is one application that is really bringing its value at shop floor level with this customer. Nexans, here we are in a very different environment. We are talking about cables, fiber optic cables, but also other type of cables. And so this is a bit also the era of the connected cables, let me call it like that. So the fact that the cables can send valuable data on its status and also deliver information if there are problems or issues that are coming. And so with them, we work on this type of solution in order to have, connectivity also for the cables that are then going to be installed in several locations all around the world. Moving to the medical sector, LivaNova here. This is again based on connectivity and then retrieving of the data. Here we are talking about the pacemakers. So a quite important device, which is of course used, it can save lives. And in this case, we decided with them to add connectivity to these devices that were then implanted in the body of the people in order, on one side, to retrieve data on the functioning of the device, and on the other side, also being able to, let me use this word, have some sort of reprogram of the device in case this was needed. And I would like to end with this use case, which is really closely related to track and trace. So what UBSense is doing. This is a major player in the energy industry. And they were looking for a solution in order to improve the safety of the operators, of the people working on wind farms offshore. And so for them, and together with them, we designed a solution to do the track and trace of the people working on these wind farms. So how it works, so the team leader has a very special specific smartphone, which is geolocalized and send data. And all the other people of the team have tags that are connected via Bluetooth to this smartphone. And so from remote, from the headquarters, the safety manager is able to see the position of the team leader and also the position of all the other operators working on the wind farms. And of course, also to understand if things are not going in the right way, like, situation like man down, or a situation that can become quite risky. So a very interesting use case, a very harsh environment here, because, you can be really, not really closer to the coast, so with problems affecting the connectivity, and really something that improve the safety of the people working there. And with this, I will close, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Gordon, Pierre, thank you very much for sharing that story and some of the other use cases that you're working on. I know from the UBSense team, we're really looking forward to working with you on future projects that are coming up. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.